Your status on Ollie Lord and the build-up he's had, and because it's been a bit of stop-start, why are you confident he can hit the AFL this week?
I think the clarity of that was we're really confident on Ollie before round one. Ollie would have been in the round one team. Ollie got hurt, if you remember, last training run before basically round one on a Saturday, and he was a part of our round one team. He'd done all of pre-season, so he's missed a bit of footy, but he's got a lot of background stuff being done already that's put him in a pretty good spot. He's had a good month now going and playing. Look, is he going to be perfect? Probably not, but he'll bring some... we think he's part of the future and he'll bring great energy.
How good can he be, Ken?
For the future, you mean? Or for
in the future?
Oh, look, we're optimistic around what Ollie's got for us as a footy club when he's part of our plans going forward, and we'd like to think he can be very good as a key position forward. He is absolutely, in the future, not today, he's Charlie's clear replacement for the way he plays. He plays very similar, very combative and very strong at the footy.
It could have been just 1-for-1, but you decided to drop Jez as well. Can you just talk us through that?
Yeah, well, we had Jeremy played sub last game, so his form's been off. He hasn't been where it needs to be. Mitch is in really good nick. Todd, we think, I think it's the first time we've actually got a chance to probably see the younger tall forwards go at it together this year, but we did play them a bit at the back end, bar Mitch, last year, and it was pretty good.
A lot of discussion, obviously, around Charlie. What's your sort of take on where he's at the moment?
Yeah, I think it's really clear. I mean, Charlie, we've managed as well as we could through this year, but eventually form takes over and form becomes your issue, and what you've got to have is an appetite to get back. And there is absolutely no question in my mind that Charlie has a great appetite and wants to get back and play good footy and contribute strongly for us at AFL level in the remaining part of this year, which I'm sure he'll be able to do. But sometimes you've just got to get your form back, and that's exactly where he's at. He's really clear. I couldn't be more impressed with the way he's handled it, because he's known this for a little while that we're going to do this, and he's up for the fight. That's what I will tell people. I know he won't give up.
Jeremy's struggles, are they got anything to do with the ban and struggling for mindset since he came?
No, I can't really answer that totally, but I think Jeremy's in a reasonably good spot emotionally. It's just at his form, but people just have bad runs of form sometimes, and you just got to get back to work and work hard and turn it around, and I'm really confident both boys can do that.
It's one easy to look at in hindsight, but with Charlie, do you think that maybe the way he's been managed, obviously you're trying to keep him fit, has maybe hurt his form in a way?
So now getting kicked in the for managing him when everyone told me we should have been managing him a bit more. No, look, I don't know. It's you do everything you can in your planning to give them the best opportunity to be successful. We thought what we've done for Charlie gave him a great chance to be successful, but his form hasn't been where it needs to be. He's really honest. You don't have to worry about Charlie. He knows exactly, but I don't think the plan has hurt him. I think just being able to play. I mean, he is getting older. I mean, it's just reality of the game. It does happen, but as I said before, the appetite to want to keep going is really clear. It's really been clear to me that that's what he wants to do.
Is it tough to know with senior players? Like you say, he's out of form. Is it tough to know sometimes the difference between form and maybe you're just getting a bit old?
I think they go hand in hand. If they do, then you know the outcome. So. But no, I don't think it's tough to know. I think my job is to help them know. And I think that's what I've had to do a little bit with Charlie, is to guide him through what he needs to be able to do and what it looks like to do. Because he'll give great effort every time I put him out there. Great effort. But great effort also has to translate into being a contribution that we need from a team point of view.
Ken, did you rethink anything or tinker anything during this long break, during the mid-season break? Have you done anything here to say this had to change for what will come in the second half of the year?
What we have done, Rich, is we've got great clarity about where we are and what we're doing and where we need to improve. And we think there's not every area of our game that needs to improve, but there's some areas of our game that we certainly would like to get stronger and better. And what the break has done and the decent length of break that we've had has given us a bit of opportunity to dig deep and have a good look as coaches and players together. And, we've come up with some real clear parts of our game that we'd like to see improve from this point on. There's also some parts of our game that we think's in really healthy position. As 8 and 4 puts you, it says that you're going okay. You're not flying, but you're going okay, and you need to get better if you're going to challenge, and that's what we need to do.
What was most pressing?
Oh, there's a bit of stuff that we press. I'm not going to talk openly about what we've looked at and found that we think we can improve, but our game fundamentals are pretty clear.
How are the boys feeling after the break?
Well, I think they're okay, but sometimes you train well, you prepare well, they look reasonably well. Performance will tell me on Sunday how they are, because it is a slightly longer break than we've had in the past at this mid-season point. You know,
And the Giants are under a bit of pressure.
we both are.
What are you expecting from them?
Well, I think they're like us. You know, they sit exactly where we sit. We sit in that pack of teams that are trying to sort things out at the moment, and we're all going to have ups and downs. Every team will still have ups and downs between now and the end of the season. You can't overreact. You just need to be clear with what you need to do, and I'm sure Adam and I am. We're really clear what we need to do. We just need to be doing it consistently.
In terms of injuries and getting some players back and having that 17-day break and where you sit at 8-4, do you feel maybe compared to previous seasons that you're just a little bit ahead of where you've been in the past, and that you are set up in a really good position to not only qualify but then have the people and everything set in the right time? I
think it's a tough competition right now, so to think you're better or you're worse, I don't know. I think we are where we are, and we just need to maximise our opportunities from here. The comp's so close. It's just ridiculously close. Bar Sydney, who have separated themselves. The rest of us are fighting week to week really to consolidate our positions and see where we end at the end of the year. I'm not going to sit here and try and predict whether we're better or worse. We're in the middle of a 13-0 run at this time last year. And then it didn't quite go the way we wanted at the end. So at this time last year, we probably said, yeah, we're going really well. It looks great. We think we're in a great spot. But footy whacks you.
How long do you expect to be without Ryan for?
Oh, look, pretty short term, I think. Pretty short term, but he's basically got a foot injury, got stomped on, and didn't quite recover the way we thought it might. And it was probably only a couple of days ago that we became a little bit more concerned with it. So, optimistically, it may be one. Look, it could stretch out a bit more than that, but I'm optimistic around it at this stage being 1 to 2 weeks.
Is that Williams in for him then?
Sorry?
Is that Dill Williams comes in for him?
Once we get through training today, we'll confirm the team for you.
Just out of interest with Dill, he was such a great success story for you last year. What has been the reason behind him not getting as many opportunities?
I don't think he's, he hasn't been playing at the level that he's played at last year for a start. And then some people in front of him been playing okay. So it's a reasonably difficult position to get in front of, Burton, Houston, Farrell. It does make it a bit more challenging, but they've been pretty solid players for us throughout the whole season. So you've got to maximise your opportunity. And if Dylan happens to get in this week, hopefully he can maximise that opportunity.
Ken, without Finlayson and Dixon, who have you tapped this time if you need someone to chop out for Soldo and Ruck?
We've got the same option. I mean, Lordy's a backup ruck for us normally when he plays, so he can certainly do that. Ollie's done a bit of ruck work for us, and we're lucky we've got 3 tall backs that can also, if they put a tall forward in the ruck, we could potentially put a tall back in with him. So, we've got some people there that can certainly do it, but, we'll be a bit flexible with that. We always are in game day mode. It's like, what's going on, who's getting their hand on the ball, how often do we need to chop out in the ruck versus do we need to change it up?
How close was Willie?
Willie's calf is unfortunately not quite responding the way we'd like, and that can happen with calves. They can be, when you do it, you think, oh, maybe after the bye, he right on 3 weeks sort of mode, he might be a chance, but he's probably a good chance for next week, but not a lock.
It's been a long time since Porter's played, I think, at the Sydney Showground. Liam might be the only one to have played there. Does that factor into your preparation?
No,
or how you go about the game?
Not too much, I don't think. I mean, you don't play a lot of grounds that often, but yeah, we haven't played here for, I'm not sure how long.
11 years.
That's a long time, isn't it? So, did we win there?
Yes.
Good. Hopefully, it's one of our favourite grounds.
Will Lorenz getting named as an emergency is obviously close.
Yeah.
What have you seen from him that you really like?
He's been really good for a first-year player. He's played around the ball at SANFL level in a pretty tough environment because the SANFL team's been decimated a little bit with what's available. So he's had to step up a fair bit around the ball and play pretty mature spots, and I think he's shown that he can handle that. Will's, he's quite a promising young player, and we really like what he does around the ball. He's great in traffic. He stays calm. He's got a bit of composure that we like, and he tends to use the ball pretty well most of the time.
A few of the players mentioned that the Giants lost that ended your season last year. It's like Ollie Wine said, it's still fresh in the mind. But for coaches, is that fresh in your mind? Is revenge or pain come into the equation?
You just don't get a chance to go that far back, do you? I mean, I understand that it's part of the narrative of this week's game, but the reality is for us, we've got to win this week. Can't turn around what happened last year. We've got to turn around what happens do our best to make sure we get a positive result this week against a high-quality opponent, as I said before, who are right in the same pack that we are, and it's going to be a pretty desperate game.
It was the midfield that probably they got on top in that game. And
Yeah, they did.
Get Josh Kelly back again this week.
It's good of them to get their good players back, isn't it?
How big is that challenge and the opportunity, I suppose, for your young group?
I think one I will declare is our captain's back too, so that helps. So I reckon we'll see there Josh Kelly with a Connor Rosie and be thinking that's a pretty good in for both sides. So it'll be an exciting opportunity, to be honest. I'm really looking forward to our midfield getting a chance to be together for a period of time, and I feel like for the last 6 or 7 weeks there's been a disruption and interruption, and that it hasn't really had time to gel together and play as well as they would, and that includes Ivan Soldo not being there, Connor's basically been in and out for 6 weeks. The games he has played, he's basically been injured early in those games. So it's a good opportunity for us to get better from here, I think, around the ball. And that's an exciting position for us to be in.
Looking forward, I asked this question, when you look at your improvements and what you're trying to work on, how much did that last quarter against Carlton worry you?
I think it'd be fair to say it worried me a lot. But we play a really good team. They sit second on the ladder. They're as good as anyone, I think. I think they've got all the things that they want in place at the moment. Our challenge is that's the breakdown, and which is what the break's done for us. The breakdown happened in that game, which was similar that's happened in other games for us. So we go to work and work really hard to make sure the amount of scoring that they got from stoppage is lessened. If we can do that, that will be a great result.